Hey everybody, I recognize I was a little late with posting up my Google Classroom materials, so I wanted to create a quick video um, for you all to be able to get an understanding of how I'm going to present the lesson when I carry it out. So I'm just going to walk you through what the lesson looks like. For my Google Classroom lessons, I always have the students start out by grabbing a laptop from the cart. We have a laptop cart here at Gratz. They sit in whatever seat they're assigned, and then they review the laptop usage and procedures, which I'm going to share with you as well. It's really important for me, for our students to, here's the laptop usage and procedures, to be able to just norm on some of the ways that we're going to engage with technology in the classroom, and my expectations for what that looks like. So when they first come in on this like launch day for laptops in Google Classroom, I have them read through this as they're due now, kind of like read through, annotate it, and then they're going to sign it at the bottom and date it as their agreement. Once they complete that step, I reviewed today's agenda with them, which looks like I'm missing a few things I want to include in here for y'all, so I'll fix that, and then I'll share it out. After they see the agenda, then I'm going to go through the do now review, just to make sure that they have a complete understanding of my expectations for the laptop usage and procedures. So it's just, basically, I think it's about 5 questions, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can tailor these to what you think is important, or if you want to change the procedures and usage. I will say that the way I set it up, if I can just do, I'll show you how I set it up, that each question comes first, then the actual answer. So it's a quick Q&A. Nothing major, it takes about 3 minutes to do. With them, after that, we immediately transition into the overview of student accounts in Google Classroom. So I do have a lesson plan, which I'm sharing as well, just something that I've always done here. Trust me, I'm not, like, this is just what I do because it helps me to plan out how I'm hitting all of the different things that I want to hit during that class. So the lesson plan is pretty similar to the agenda. I have what exactly I'm going to be doing at each step, how long it's going to take, group activity, deep dives, all of that good stuff is listed here, just so I can, for planning purposes for me. It's not necessarily something that's required for me to go, I guess, this in depth, but it's just good for me to do it that way. That'll be shared with you as well so you can see my flow. Once we get done with that, I'm sorry, not once we get done with that. With that, I go through the student account process with them, which you'll see in a second. Sorry, I just have some things out of order here. My apologies, I'm gonna just keep talking through this. This is just my announcement section. All right, so here's student accounts. After student accounts intro, I tell them for best practice tips, they should always log into the laptop with their credentials and not like the school's account. We have a generic school account. I'm pretty sure you have the same, but I let them know that it's best if we can actually just, everybody logs in as themselves. And that if someone else is logged in, to power down the laptop first, this kind of like removes their login, and then they just turn the Chromebook right back on. So here's the steps before we log in. Laptops are closed. They write credentials in their notebook first. So I'm going to show them the format for how they are going to log in, which contains their initial student ID at mcsstudent.org. So they're going to write it in their notebook first, open up the laptop, verify that those credentials actually work before they create their own login card. I have here or support ticket, because if they can't get logged in, this index card that I'm going to give them to create like it's basically an index card that they put in their lanyard so that whenever they come to my class, if they forget, the format or whatever, they could just look on the back of their IDs in their lanyards and they should be able to see their credentials. If they can't get logged in, they're going to create a support ticket. You'll see that in the next couple of slides. The next slide I showed them has the same steps there, but it gives them the account format example. So the way in which we build out their actual student account. Initials plus student ID at mcsstudent.org. Okay. And I should put in here plus the @ symbol at mcsstudent.org. And then their password is their initials capitalized dash birth year, 2-digit birth month, 2-digit birth day. So once they write that down in their book, they're actually going to attempt to log in. If they can't get logged in, this is the next slide that I show in the class. It has the default information because I still want them to be able to follow along with the lesson. This part takes a little bit of time because just for troubleshooting. So that's why my class, if you look at my outline, it doesn't really add up to the complete 50 minutes because I always give myself a little buffer of time for troubleshooting. Once they are able to get in, whether it's with their account information or with the Mastery, with the Gratz default account, I move forward to this next step. Tell them that they, create that login card if they were able to get in. If not, they are going to create that card, turn that card into a support ticket in which they're going to put at the top of that card, support request, their name, ID number, etc. I'm going to take it upon myself afterwards and give that information in an email to our tech team of the students who weren't able to get in. After that, I launch into a Kahoot because they're already in front of the laptops now, so this is just a fun way to get them engaged, pre-testing their knowledge of Google Classroom. And so I did create a Kahoot that should be live for everyone eventually. Right now, I can see it, but when I go to discover it, it wasn't really showing up. So if I can't get to it really quickly right now, I'll just share that out with you guys when it comes up. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. Oh, here's right here. There's a bunch of them that are out there, but the one that I created is specifically for students. The other ones that exist are for it looks like it was for teachers, like a trainer type of situation where they were training teachers on how to use Kahoot. So if you go ahead and type in Google Classroom and then C Chapel, it's just my handle here at Gratz. It might bring it up. I don't know if they're like screening it first. Yeah, it still didn't come up yet. But if you type it in the future, it should be there once I use it. Google Classroom CHAPL00, because some of my other Kahoots are available to the public. I'm not sure why that one isn't showing just yet. Anyway, back to the lesson. I do a Kahoot with them for about 10 minutes. Just simple Q&A. If you're like trying to get access to it and you still can't get it, you can reach out to me and I'll just give you the questions so you can just turn it into a Q&A in the class. After that, I do the introduction to Google Classroom, the more formal version, which is basically me just talking about the purpose of Google Classroom. I then show them like a slide with the student view. I talk about the various sections. So you're going to want to spend some time in it yourself. And then I have everybody in the class join using the class code. So now this code right here is an old class code. You're going to want to go in and grab the one for your class and edit it before use. After they get logged in, their exit ticket for my class is to complete a survey that I create in Google Form. You don't have to use a survey. You can just have them go in and do a reflection on something in a Google Doc. Just something to get them engaged with Google Classroom. I am going to create another video that's going to follow this one real quick. That's going to show you guys where to get this class code if you don't know how to get that, and also where to get your student account information for all the students in your section. So I'll share that out as well, and I'll put the link inside of our unit plan, which I'm about to edit now. All right.